here, and I'm going to go over tonight's little 4-game NHL DFS slate. Baseball is back. NHL contests are down in size, especially, even we weren't getting great ones on a Monday anyway, and the NHL still has the unbalanced schedule, so we only have 4 games. But you know what? I've got a little bit of time now, so I think a short video is in order. We haven't done one since baseball started back up, and we'll just take a look at process and things. This is how I would run my process if it was right before lock. I am going to build for a single entry. That's what I like to play, but you don't have to necessarily play the same thing to get an idea for how to use these tools. So like and subscribe if you want to see more of that, and check out TrueDFS.com because you can get a trial to see how we use these tools for yourself. And you could use TrueDFS with the trial, and you get the SaberSim, you get the PayDirt analytics that we're doing the using the betting model especially, but you get DFS with that. But we're especially doing good with that NHL prop betting model. We've been posting that in Discord, and you do get the premium Discord sheets and Coldy's projections. And the great thing is, like, if you bought all of those a la carte, you'd be paying a ton. If you get it all in one package through True DFS, you're barely paying more than any one of them costs on their own. So it's a great deal, and I urge you to take advantage. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. You look at tonight's slate, there's 2 teams that really pop. The smaller the contest you get, I imagine the more likely you are to get those Colorados or the Dallas. But the thing about Dallas is they tend to mix up their ice time a lot more than Colorado, where they have really concentrated offense. I mean, McKinnon is over 2 points higher than the next highest on the slate, which is Makar. So, and then you got Colorado all over the place. New Jersey too. Here you got Natushka and Natchez. It's going to be hard to fit them in at their prices. We'll see what the builder does. I'm not going to go through news or scratches and things. It's even harder this time of year in hockey, and I don't think we need it because we should have everything in right before post at 6 Central. So the only things I'm going to do is, since I'm playing a high stakes single entry, or at least I usually do, is I'm going to use the projected ownership for high stakes single entry. And then, I always talk about this debate between how, should you stack 4-mans or onslaughts. SaberSim prefers the onslaughts, and we get much higher ROIs in them pre-flop and post-flop when we look at the post-contest sims. So I just prefer to just build them if I'm not going to play the 4s anyway, and see where my best ROIs come up. We've run this experiment before where we do both to see which is better. And I think if you're using SaberSim, it's the 5-mans. What we haven't learned to do yet is make it sing with the PayDirt Analytics DFS stuff, because they prefer the 4-mans. So, next year, that's going to be a big project of mine, is how do I use SaberSim and PayDirt together to get, an even more robust picture of the slate and who I want to play. So, but that's going to be tough. So I'm kind of sticking with my process this year. And again, we just doing those prop bets using PayDirt that have been profitable so far. So I, check them out and keep posting the top ones in Discord. So, okay, let's build. It's going to take some time. It's usually lightning quick, but we're putting a lot of constraints on it, saying to just build us these onslaughts. And then, it's going to automatically upload a contest sim, so you could simulate the flagship contest, which isn't such a flagship today. It's only like a 35 max with 5K to first. But, and they don't have the 2-2-2, which I like to play. And 400's it's a little too rich for my blood, but let's just build for it with that assumption that we're running 1. It's a 2 entry. Okay, we're playing 1. If we decide to play that. Go, go, go. And we don't have to let it get to 5,000, right? I mean, we're just doing a kind of video here to show how we would do it. But if I was going right before lock, it's 10 minutes before lock. I've got the time. I'm going to let it get to 5,000, and then I'm going to run that contest sim. We're getting there, though. We'll let it go. Yeah, we'll see with the early stuff. I imagine like Colorado and Dallas get the most ownership. That's just my guess. We'll see, which means maybe SaberSim's going to get the jersey. Maybe get to some Philly, too. Like, they're roughly the same. I mean, Nashville, too. Nashville's a little bit more concentrated. I mean, Philly is tough with their lines, too. Tortorello can really mix things up. It's not so heavily concentrated. All right. This is our top 20. We want to see, let's just see like our top 5 since it's a 2 max and run that simulation on the contest. And see who the top ROI stacks and guys are. Colorado. Us and everyone else, right? It's early. The ownership isn't dialed in. The projections aren't dialed in. I wouldn't use this as like the way to go on the slate because it might change. But as of now, saying even at their chalkiness, these top ROI lineups are Colorado. Let's see how far down we have to go to get a non-Colorado onslaught. So if we went to our top 10, who's the next best? There we go. So in the top 10, you got 70% Colorado, and towards the top, then you get some of this Philly, like we mentioned. The ROI is, roughly the same. Could be sim variance too, that these didn't end up in the top 5. Who knows? Let's run another sim and see. Just like there's variance in real hockey, there's variance in the simulations because the range of outcomes is mirroring real life. So if we run the sims again, we may get some different results. Let's see. Sort this by the contests. Is our top 5? No, look at the range here. It's not your top 5. I mean, you have some Colorado, and Colorado's the top lineup. But you get a Dallas in there, and you get Philly in there. So you can do a lot, right? Philly, number 2. Their ROI is a big drop-off, though. This onslaught Colorado gets you up into the 40s, where the next highest ROI is in the 30s. So that's something to consider, too. What's the drop-off like? So, let's say we're doing things, running for the slate. It's 10 minutes before. This is who I got to. I move it down to 1. I got my contest uploaded. I save it. I'm ready to go. So that's how I run lineups for hockey. Whether I'm doing MME or single entry, I tend to be a single entry guy. I think a lot of people that do single entry hand build, I still prefer to use the simulations. And that's how I would do it. And that's how you can do it if you check out TrueDFS.com by liking and subscribing and getting on the website. The website's a little disorganized now, but all the stuff is there. The pay dirt analytics is there. The SaberSim's there. Goldie's projections are there. Sheets' projections are there. You get all of that for not much more. So check it out, and good luck on tonight's slate. Let's go.